We have an exciting special feature coming up as we bring you snippets from the recent Paris Motor Show and the new Peugeot models not yet seen on Philippine roads. As a bonus, we have some spectacular shots of Paris, Switzerland, and Italy as we drove over to those neighboring countries. Don't miss this special. It is a pleasure to be among only 5 Philippine journalists, one of 24 members of the international press invited by Peugeot to the 2016 Paris Motor Show. International motor shows are always something to look forward to because these shows are where all the vehicle manufacturers bring out to the public the latest models and showcase their ever-evolving automotive technology. Peugeot, with its long history of automotive technology, remains one of the world's automotive leaders. And this Paris Motor Show validates that. This is one of the major parts of this trip where we feasted our eyes on the latest Peugeot models yet to be introduced to the market. We are fortunate to have our gracious host from Peugeot on hand to tell us about the major leaps in design and technology that the company has undertaken to bring us their new offerings. Mr. Glenn Dasig, President of Peugeot Philippines, is here with me at the Peugeot display in the Paris Motor Show to tell you what to expect from their model lineup.
We are here today at the Paris Motor Show to see the Peugeot display. The Peugeot stand in Paris this year had a new design and architecture in black and copper in a massive 3,600 square meters of space. The booth featured first 3 vehicles being presented for the first time, the Peugeot 3008 DKR and the new models of the Peugeot 3008 and 5008. Second, the Peugeot Sport area with vehicles from the 308 GTI series and the 208 GTI, as well as racing vehicles like the Peugeot 208 WRX. 3. The technologies area with the line of efficient PureTech and Blue HDI engines and the E86 gearbox. 4th, the Peugeot Fractal Concept Car, an electric city coupe that provides a forward-looking vision of the Peugeot iCockpit integrating 3D audio effects. And lastly, the 2- and 3-wheeled products available with the Peugeot Django and the Metropolis motor scooters, bicycles, and the scooter with Peugeot e-Kick electric assistance.
With over 3,600 square meters of floor space dedicated to the latest models of the participating car manufacturers, one can only imagine that this is a motoring enthusiast dream playground because the best of 2017 are here. The leap in technology is also nothing short of amazing at this motor show. So join me as I feast my eyes on 2017's automotive offerings. Motion and emotion. The name captures the theme for this 2016 motor show. At the huge Peugeot booth, we saw this black 3008 GT SUV, as well as this blue one. We met some of the men and women behind the world-renowned Peugeot technology, among them Jerome Micheron of brand strategy and experience.
We want to be sure to launch the right products in the right markets.
And again, in the interior, the driving, the handling, for some people who don't care so much about automotive, purity or sports driving, it will be precise, clean, very ergonomical. But for the true car enthusiasts, it will be an amazing driving machine.
Can you tell us, there are so many features of this new offering of yours from Peugeot. Which of these would really set it apart from the competition?
Well, I think it has a striking exterior design, but I think all car studios in the world can do a proper exterior design on a car. So we have our own in the spirit of our brand, and to me the most striking point of this car is the interior. After all, that's where people spend their life, inside the car, on a daily basis. That's their life, that's where it happens. And for me, the iCockpit, this ergonomics, those sensations that you get, and also the safety that you get with this very concept of an iCockpit, that's something that sets this car apart from the competition. And that together with an amazing road handling, that's very true to the Peugeot history, that will make the big difference with the competition. You own an SUV, you have all the practicality and the looks of an SUV, but it handles almost like a sedan, a very dynamic sedan. And that's quite amazing in the segment. I don't think there's anyone at this level.
In a few months' time, this particular model will be introduced in the Philippines. Would you like to take this opportunity to invite our viewers to take a look at the 3008 at the nearest Peugeot dealership? The camera is yours, please.
Okay. Well, very soon you will get this car and it will be visible and available in your country. So do get the chance to see it, look at it, but most importantly, step in the car, drive for a few kilometers, and you will see the difference. You will feel the difference in your experience of driving, and that will be, I'm sure, amazing for you.
Speaking of design, check out this black and white head model. Definitely a head turner on the streets anywhere in the world. Let's now check out the interiors of this SUV, as Peugeot's Miss Marion David, a lady engineer deeply involved in design and technology, explained the key assets of the vehicle.
Here you see the digital cluster, okay? So you can personalize it. Let's say you want to go to a restaurant, you don't know where to go, so you are in navigation mode. You put the navigation mode. If you are on the highway and you want to have the driving assistance system, then you have the driving assistance here on the screen, so you can manage the adaptive cruise control or the lane keeping assist, so all the advanced driving assistance. Let's say you just want to have normal dials, so you can also have normal dials. Or even if you are driving in the dark, you're tired, you don't want to have too much light, so let's just have the minimal with the speed, and that's all. Here you have the steering wheel, so it's reduced in width and also in height.
I also noticed, if you don't mind, it's no longer the usual round steering wheel.
Here it's cut, here.
Okay. What's the reason for this?
Two reasons. First of all, it's a design reason. It has much more character. You can better see also the information, the cluster, and it's also great to drive because you always know where is your steering wheel in driving, okay?
These toggle switches can change the functions and ambience of the vehicle, including temperature control and even the scent inside the vehicle. They commissioned different fragrance providers to provide a range of relaxing or energizing scents. Now about the transmission.
So this is an automatic transmission called E86. You already maybe know on 308, for example. And we redesigned a gear shift lever, which is electronic, so you don't have any cable. So it's completely new, it's much more ergonomic, and you can change if you want to be in the manual mode here.
Now let's move over to the new 7-seater large 508 SUV.
We have the same spectacular i-cockpit in this new 5008 as we have for the 3008. But the rear is completely different and the front identity also. So here, as you can see, we have a huge space for passengers with 3 separate seats, which are the same size, so the same comfort for 3 passengers. And in the boot, we also have 2 seats, maybe that I can show you here right now.
In the Philippines, we have the Expert as Peugeot's entry level into the mass market people mover segment. They are now replacing this with this new model, the Traveler, which is geared towards the premium market. In Europe, this segment is currently served by Mercedes-Benz and Volkswagen, but Peugeot is now entering this market with the Traveler, which has elegant captain seats, new rear lights, bigger space and power doors. It can seat from 6 to 9 people.
As you can see, the floating grille, the 3D design of the grille, and with the Peugeot lion at the middle of the grille, it's a big statement that they want to make the Peugeot brand at the forefront of everything that they do. design language of the headlights. So we're finalizing our strategies for the Traveler, and it will be coming out in the Philippines next year.
So we work hard to provide a large storage area in this car, because we know that it's very important for our customers.
The design experts of Peugeot included highly technical men and women who design helicopters and mass transportation systems, and have put their extensive knowledge and expertise into the new Peugeot models. The Traveler is one of Peugeot's image setters that will be introduced in the Philippines in the second quarter of 2017.
The Traveler is a completely new vehicle based on a new platform. It marks the entry of Peugeot in the shuttle premium market, and covering from the simple airport shuttle up to the business VIP shuttle. So this is really a real challenge for the Peugeot brand, because to be part of this highly codified market, we have to respect all the premium codes, like leather seats on rail with a face-to-face configuration, like rear independent air conditioning, or like automatic hands-free sliding doors, for example. Traveler is based on a completely new modern platform. It allows us to offer 3 different lengths of the vehicle with a complete original length, a compact version from 4.60 m. This is one of the benefits of the new platform, the capacity to offer some original length, an original offer. The other benefit is the height of the vehicle, 1.90 m, which allows to drive into the underground parking, for example. The main benefits of this new platform is the weight of the vehicle, and as consequence, the consumption of this vehicle is around 1 liter less than all the other competitors.
The standard Traveler packs 180 horsepower and has an automatic gearbox. It consumes 8.5 liters per kilometer as evaluated by an independent organization, G&E. Many will recall that several decades ago, Peugeot was once in the Philippines, but unfortunately, the brand was not handled well here and the company pulled out of the Philippines. With the return of Peugeot to the Philippine market, this internationally known brand is now breaking through this highly competitive market. We learned that Peugeot has its own motorsports division, and with their strong design and advanced technology, the company wants to position itself in the upper market because, in their own words, theirs is not a cheap brand. While everyone else has gone into the SUV market, they waited for the right time, and it was the perfect time.
I think we made some first attempts when we launched the first generation of 3008, which was a crossover. It was not a SUV, but it was a crossover. It was a car of a new generation. It was a balance. It was a mix between let's say a traditional hatchback, but also MPV. But what we did in the first generation of the 3008 was an amazing cockpit, because it was a sporty one. So there was a start with this trend of a crossover. Then we made a strong move with the 2008, which is a mini SUV that we have been launching in 2013, and it's a huge success in Europe. We have been launching the car in China and also launching the car in Latin America, and we are now going to launch this mini SUV in Iran. So meaning this car is really one of the top seller of the brand. So.
One of the highlights of this international media trip was our lunch with Peugeot CEO Jean-Philippe Imparato during a cruise of the Shine River. It was a double treat as we took in the magnificent scenery and the Paris monuments. The group enjoyed the immersion into French culture, their world-class cuisine, and those relaxing afternoons watching the world go by while sipping coffee at the roadside cafes. Then it was time for another adventure.
To complete the brand immersion, the media will visit the PSA Socia factory, which is the largest automobile manufacturing plant in France and one of the most modern facilities in the whole of Europe. The factory is the birthplace of the new Peugeot 3008. In fact, during this visit, the media will be in the presence of the last unit of the previous Peugeot 3008 model. After a 3-hour train ride, we are now here in Sochaux, France. This is the birthplace of Peugeot and the location of the factory where the new Peugeot 3008 are currently being produced. The media will be given a private tour of Les Aventures Peugeot, one of the main sites in eastern France, which documents over 2 centuries worth of Peugeot history. The museum chronicles the development of the brand from the earliest productions in 1810 to the present. The museum opened to the public in July 1988. It showcases the automotive collections, bicycles, tools, and household items from the early 19th century to the end of the first half of the 20th century.
The museum clearly shows the evolving design and durability of the Peugeot vehicles.
And as a rare treat, the media will also be given the opportunity to drive and ride a fleet of classic Peugeot vehicles that are part of the museum's collection.
After the Peugeot Museum and the Peugeot factory, we will be off to an exciting 5-day road trip on board our Peugeots.
The media will begin the 5-day, 766-kilometer drive across Europe using the current lineup of Peugeot vehicles, including the Peugeot 2008, the Peugeot 288 GT line, the Peugeot 308 Allure, the Peugeot 308 GT line, the Peugeot 308 GTI, and the Traveler Business Standard. First stop of the trip is at Neuchâtel, Switzerland, where the media will experience scenic sites such as Le Landeron, or Middle Age Village, and the Chasserelle Mountain Peak. This will be followed by a visit to Chamonix-Mont Blanc, France, more commonly known simply as Chamonix. The town boasts of the beautiful snow-covered landscapes of southeastern France. The media road trip will conclude the 448-kilometer drive from France to Bologna, Italy, where the group will be now introduced to the new Peugeot 3008.
And here we are, ready for our 5-day test drive that will have us crossing over to Switzerland, then on to Chamonix and Bologna, Italy, for the last leg of the road trip. Like all good things, this 8-day brand immersion trip had to come to an end. After an amazing 8 days in Paris, Switzerland, and Italy, and after seeing firsthand the latest models of Peugeot, which will be brought to the Philippines, it was time to say adieu to our host at Peugeot. We wish to thank our gracious French host, led by Peugeot CEO, Mr. Jean-Philippe Imparato, and the brilliant technical experts of the company, and our Philippine host, Glenn Dassey, President of Peugeot Philippines.
In Peugeot Philippines, we're very, very appreciative of the participation and support by the media participants who have joined us here. We have very, very exciting things to come for Peugeot. We are one of the newest brands, automotive brands in the Philippines, and we would like Peugeot to be known for 3 things. Our heritage, more than 2 centuries of history, and we're very proud of that. Our French origins, which means that styling and design are both part of our DNA. And lastly, we are the only automotive brand who can lay claim that we're both designers and engineers at the same time. And with that, we are very excited of the things that will be coming to the Philippines. I would like to invite all the viewers to visit our dealers. We have 9 dealers nationwide. We have 1 in Lipa, Alabang, Pasig, EDSA Green Hills, Quezon Avenue, Nueva Ecija, Bacolod, Cebu, and Cagayan de Oro. We have a lot of products that are very exciting, very stylish. For those of you who would like to upgrade from your cars today, please do visit us, the nearest dealership at your place. Thank you very much.
Peugeot combines excellence and emotion and is present in 160 countries across the globe. Its market continues to grow as Peugeot's amazing technology grows in leaps and bounds as they introduce 3 full hybrid diesel models in 2012. This was the same year that Peugeot opened in the Philippines. And since then, the local Peugeot market has also grown.